Previously on Eden Zero, the traitorous Jesse made his return in order to get revenge on Elsie Crimson, as much like Justice he was also a former resident of Lendard, whose parents fell to the hands of Elsie's own Justice, coming back to bite the entire planet in the ass. But he didn't want to just take out his wrath on Elsie. No, he wanted her to suffer. And so he engineered a plan that took out two of Elsie's most trusted companions, Goen and Hyoga. But Hyoga managed to take out Jesse in the process. But all this death has left Elsie despondent, as this just seems to be her lot in life. Death wherever she goes. Tragedy, misfortune. We especially see this as Justice continues to fight God Agnoella. Homura has come to assist. However, Jesse framed Homura for the murder of Creed, and so Justice will want justice, or maybe vengeance. But Hermit has discovered something interesting, that there is a darkness greater than Ziggy in control of everything that is happening here. Something that relates to Elsie's medical history. What could this be? What does it mean? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, let's do this. Let's see if I actually get some answers this time. Jeez! Yeah, Elsie Crimson looked like a hottie though. That dress. Damn! Chapter 212. Möbius. Huh. Like a Möbius strip? And it's essentially kind of like an infinity symbol almost. It's just an ever-connected loop. Huh. Okay, Hermit clacking away at the keyboard. She brings up Elsie's medical history. I guess when they first picked her up. Minor bruising over her entire body. Signs of hypothermia and mild dehydration due to malnutrition. Damage to right ocular fundus, which is why she has the eye patch, and pretty rough shape, the kind of trauma you'd see suffered by someone who ended up in some kind of accident or during wartime and so on. But Hermit says no, I'm looking for the write-up of her physical condition. Oh, I'm not looking for the write-up of her physical condition. I need a video record. What was it Elsie said? Elsie said something when they picked her up? Dang it, don't cut away! Okay, I kept wondering if we were going to get to this point, but we pick up to the fight of Justice and Homura versus God Agnoella. God Agnoella stands opposed to Justice. She begins to float in the air and says, "My children, see your mother's enemies." And she starts to transform? Oh, and exterminate them. Is this Overdrive? Oh, she looks completely different now. Got some robo titty. Look, look, man. Mashima's just putting them out there, dude. Like, seriously, she just looks completely different now. Huh. I wonder what the purpose of this transformation. It has to be like Overdrive or something. Ooh, and all the dragons start to swarm around her. They all fire their lasers at Justice, which, of course, completely catches him off guard. Ooh, utterly annihilating the dragon that Justice was standing on. But he managed to rock it out thanks to his ether gear. Homer is shocked by this, saying, "The dragons attacked a fellow dragon? Hey, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few." But here comes another dragon going after Homura, firing a laser again. Ooh, but thanks to Homura's mech's quick agility, she manages to dodge out of the way of several laser blasts. She then uses her ability, Odin Strike, which summons several of her ether gear swords all around her that just go firing off into every direction. Ooh, utterly annihilating several dragons. Oh wait, no. Homura says, "Even with my strongest technique, the best I can manage is to defeat one. Jeez! I must go after the source." Yeah, you see God Agnoella just high above in the sky, observing the proceedings. I think Justice might have the same idea, as it looks like he's rocketing up towards her as well. Well, at least Justice's sense of justice hasn't clouded his mind so far. We see Justice clash with God Agnoella. Honestly, the more I kind of look at her new design, no, it ain't really doing it for me. It's the face. It's a little overly detailed. It looks a little weird. I was kind of digging it before. The whole mysterious half face covered up thing. But I'm kind of into that stuff, you know? I don't know why. Justice demands to know, "Where are you breeding all these dragons, Agnoella?" And as she prepares an attack, she says, "You haven't figured it out, foolish boy." Huh. That's a good question. Where do all these dragons come from? Is it gonna be something horrifying? She conjures 3 small orbs that cling to Justice, but as she stretches out her palm, they all explode and detonate on Justice, blowing him back. Oh, she says, I produced them right here, on Lendard. Justice, though injured, questions, what? What does it mean that they were engineered here? Were they just built? What is the engineering process of dragons? She says, not all of them, of course. Dragons have been coming into being and forming falls at the borders between cosmos since time immemorial. Okay, so some dragons are made by her and others just have existed for a long time? What? How? Is she just the first being to learn how to actually manufacture their own dragons? She says, but they are no longer the only dragons I have found a way to produce they are no longer the only dragons I have found a way to produce my own. The Lendard Kingdom's greatest invention, the perpetual mecha soldier birthing machine, more commonly known as Möbius. So it can just produce mechanized soldier after mechanized soldier ad nauseum? Huh, well, that's convenient. Justice says, but development was halted on that. Agnuella explains, publicly yes, but the project continued behind closed doors. Typical government bullshit. Oh, this is actually a better look for her. I think it's at a distance that the face on Agnuella looks odd. She says if Princess Elsie, or rather, if Elsie hadn't started her little rebellion, it would have been completed 3 years sooner at least. Oh, so Elsie's meddling actually had a benefit to some degree. Justice says, so you stole Möbius and have been creating dragons ever since? Oh. Agnuella takes offense to this, saying, stole? How dare you? It was I who invented it. Huh. I'm currently loading it to Lord Ziggy, but Möbius belongs to me. Justice is taken off guard, saying, you're a Lendardian? But Agnuella, there's this strange kind of shot of her face. There's no real reaction. Maybe she just doesn't want to talk about a former life she had? She starts to summon another attack, saying that's enough discussion. Whoa, where did that come from? A dragon just appears right over Justice, ready to fire on him. Justice can only say no, but Homura cries out for Justice and manages to grab him at the last second. Justice is shocked to see Homura protecting him. But the dragon manages to catch the both of them in the blast. But Homura continues to shield Justice with her armor. Homura screams out in pain. Justice questions, why? Why did you help me? Maybe this whole situation between Justice and Homura isn't gonna go the way I thought it was. I'll actually be thankful for that, to be honest. Like, with a foe this powerful, no, do not fight amongst yourselves. You need to keep your eye on the prize with this one. God Agnuella says, I have no use for human children. They are nothing but trouble. Is that coming from, dealing with Elsie, or is she speaking from experience? I prefer machines. All of them listen to their mother. This isn't Elsie's mom, is it? This would be wild if this is Elsie's mom or something, because that is oddly specific way of speaking. This is totally Elsie's mom or something. As the dragon continues to fire on Homura and Justice, God Agnuella says, I am the mother of dragons. Game of Thrones. I have forsaken my human form and become a god. So has God Agnuella just been operating ever since the fall of Lendard? Alright, we see the smoking rubble on the ground below. Justice managed to pull himself out. I think Homura's armor got completely decimated as she comes scrambling out of the rubble as well. Justice regains his footing and calls out for Homura as God Agnuella starts to monologue. I have laid waste to countless planets, countless people, with the overwhelming might of my dragon. What should I care for the human realm? As long as I have my children, my dragons, I will always be a mother. Something's weird here. You're going somewhere with this. Now the Festival of Chaos has only just begun. The universe will belong to us. I want more blood, more flesh, a shining crown of glory for Lendar. Why is she doing this? Producing all these dragons just to attack more and more people? Justice is shocked as he looks at Agnuella. He says, it can't be. Are you? She smiles at Justice. He says, but that's not possible. And Aknoella says, my name is, and then something, oh, whoa, whoa, what? What? Elsie just comes up behind Aknoella and just cuts her in half. What? I mean, hell, catch her off guard. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever. But damn, what the fuck? No way. What the shit? Aknoella is dying. Elsie has this cold look on her face. Justice calls out confused Elsie? And then he says, stop. That's actually Queen Shia Lee Lendard, Elsie's mom. I think Elsie's activating her ether gear to destroy her. She goes into her pose, says 7 stars leave your mark. Aknoella, who, I don't know how she's still alive right now. I guess because she's so cybernetic, she says, no, don't. Justice calls out, she's your mother. And Elsie just says coldly, I know. And Elsie uses Grand Chariot to just annihilate Aknoella, just vaporizing her, much to Justice's shock. Holy crap. And as the smoke clears, Elsie looks down on Justice sinisterly and says, I'll be taking Möbius now. Huh. Okay, first of all, interesting callback to, Aknoella, Mother of Dragons, yada yada yada, same with Urza in the other series, her mother, the very first user of Dragon Slayer magic, yada yada yada. Interesting parallels, but I feel some kind of way about getting that revelation and then just having her die. Again, creating an opportunity, she had her back turned, she was taken off guard, she didn't see it coming. It started to become very clear that was Elsie's mom because she felt betrayed by the fact that her daughter kind of sold things out. And it's just like, oh, I produced this system. It's just like, you produced it? Then you would have had to have been like a high-ranking person within Lendard or something like that. And sure enough, like, man, the queen is something smart. But, no, this is weird. Is something possessing Elsie? Like, damn it! What is going on with Elsie? Because that was the thing. When we first started to hear about this other darkness, this other thing, and then we smash cut to Elsie over the dead bodies of Jessie, Gwen, and Hilga, and it's just like, are they kind of trying to imply this darkness, this evil lurks inside Elsie? And then we had the whole situation with Jesse getting his revenge and getting his comeuppance and yada yada yada, and she's like broken because of everything that happened. It's just like, okay, is something now gonna happen with Elsie? And I wasn't sure. And then Hermit's just like, I need to see Elsie's medical records right now. I'm just like, okay, you're definitely going somewhere with Elsie, but I'm not sure where you're going. But this turn that she's had, it's very reminiscent to the 2 sides of Ziggy. This kind, caring person suddenly becoming this murderous monster. No, there's something weird going on here. Some kind of possession. Like this other entity maybe that is just taking people over. Because this would just make no sense to me. Like, nothing about Elsie's situation has said that she was this evil person. The whole situation on Lendard was an unfortunate mistake. Elsie tried to do the right thing and it blew up in her face. It ended up costing several people their lives, but there was no way of knowing it would go down like that. And honestly, had Elsie not been the one to blow the whistle on what was going on Lendard, hell, somebody else might have found out and the same thing would have happened. So it's hard to blame Elsie for anything, at least from my perspective as an outsider looking in. Those there, Justice, Jesse, they feel some other kind of way about that, and, well, that's their prerogative. But no. I refuse to believe that Elsie was evil the entire time. I just don't believe it. There's something possessing her. There's something more going on here. Especially after the tragic loss of 2 of her best friends and crewmates, for her to just callously kill her mother? Now granted, her mother was being a total queen of dragons, she was obviously a psychopath, and if that's what her mother was like, the Lendard royal family needed to go down. Seriously. But that whole situation with God Aknoella finding out who she was and her mindset kind of proved that what Elsie did was the right thing, even though it caused so much upheaval. Lendar probably would have just gone about conquering galaxies with that. And just think about all the dragons that Agnoella produced, causing havoc across the galaxy. They could have just been conquering things in the name of Lendar this entire time. So you've managed to reinforce that Elsie is fundamentally good, but also shown that there's some weird darkness possessing her. What is it? And is that what Hermit was looking for? That like something hitched a ride in Elsie's psyche? Is that like why she's missing an eye or something like that? It's weird. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This has been a Duuz, but I want to hear from you. What are your theories on this situation with Elsie? I was wondering why they were telegraphing so hard the whole situation with Agnoella and her statements about motherhood and mother, this, that, mother, that. But it was trying to get a point across and then move on. Are you kind of disappointed that Agnoella went out like this, or are you okay with this twist? We're definitely interested to hear some discussion. But remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notification. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.